of the analysts before the match as well, talking about would there be comp changes, and
okay.
I think most of us
Nongshim
agree that
on
Nongshim
attack,
probably
Talon on
one way or another.
defense.
For me
Talon
particularly, just because it
4-0
seems like they've
in
been really
pistols.
warming up to that Tejo, and it's great to see Francis
Hey,
continuing on it,
dude,
but
they
Talon
gotta win
saying,
a
okay,
pistol.
we're not cooking anymore, we're going back to something a bit more standard.
Yeah, hopefully standard gives them
Damage, flush them out into the open once you swing.
Does allow them to move across the map a little bit
Instant
more
reaction to
fluidly.
losing
Altor
B
picked
main,
up,
double
Margaret
fight over
still
towards A.
trying to hold outside
Bots
of A
two.
ramp.
Yeah, he knows that there's at least 2 people here, so he calls for support. It's going to be a little bit late, so he has to
I was
run
going
all
to
the
say,
way
how far are we
over
going to
to
send
mid,
this?
and they're just
Instant
gonna say, okay, if
reaction
they've already
from
pushed out that
Nongshim
far over
after
to
losing
A,
middle.
we're just gonna
Sorry,
try to
after
take
losing A
control of mid.
is to push middle.
Yeah, take control
They
of
should
mid.
know that there can be
will
3 here.
Further back into possibly stairs as well. I mean, I don't know where he's going at this point. A little bit out into Raptors.
Oh, they just fully leave the
back
site.
towards the B site alongside the rest of the team.
Margaret's got a lot
has
to
hold
do.
off stairs
Yeah,
now.
that's
The Boobot
rough.
finding a lot. Domby back in underneath Hell with the right clicks.
Yeah, Cam finally getting cleared out as well. Domby was stuck there with the grab net, so eventually he will be able to escape just a bit late. Salvo going to allow
the
for
Rockets
Domby to go for the
and they
wraparound, puts
push
that pressure
spawn.
on. So Talon, they now can't go for the immediate flood ban, has to watch for the flank, and that keeps him tied up. Domby making it sound like he's escaped, and that's just going to be the bait for ban.
Yeah, they kind of switch positions on this. They got Astra suck for the tap of the spank.
Can they make sure they block it
Big
with the
kill.
Util for the time being? There's the fault line support. Primi will escape just in time. Domby lands one at long range, and he's trying to fight the swing around. 24 HP, but Primi wins out, and eventually
and
Persia
you would
can
imagine.
he get here on time. Not quite.
Oh my god, the
defuse
spinning.
goes through.
Spinning might have saved him there. He might have dodged a headshot.
Oh, for good old Governor to
Okay,
stick the
nicely done from
defuse,
Talon,
man.
dude. They are
What a
5-0
team
on
to be able
pistols.
to win all 5 pistols for today like this. So good, but at the same time, I mean, the game plan for Nongshim to really bait and push all the way towards the back of spawn. I think it was good, but at the same time, it kind of worked against them just because Primi was able to find a lot of these impact frags. The fact that he was able to hold them off for so long gave Talon the defuse.
Yeah, I mean, opening up that site immediately, recognizing that it's going to be a split all the way
Judge,
to that back
judge.
valley.
Double
so now
judge.
Nongshim on an eco. Just 1 or 2 pistol upgrades here. Sheriff, Ghost, and Frenzy all across the board. Now on the other side, once again, double judges. I mean, Talon, if there's one thing that they prepared today, it's to make sure that they have the weaponry to shut down Domby's Neon.
And it has worked out so far, especially on Bind. We shall see that kind of carries forward. Right now, of course, though, Frenzy in Domby's hands, I don't know.
Well, the dog does get drawn out. The Des talked about it. That's
Oh.
one piece of utility.
Whoa,
the
the stun
Frenzy
hit both.
not
The grab
able to
net
quite
saved
land
him.
the shots. Where's the swing around? Where's the trade?
Nice shots.
Primi with the transfer
Really
of the
nice
Bulldog.
shots. Maybe he
Once
just saved
again,
them.
The Sentinel of B site. Governor
Kind
now
of saved them
arriving,
twice,
absolutely
right?
pushing them away.
Saved them with the
So
grab
that
net,
lets
saved them with
Bam
the
know, hey, just
shots.
get us information on the A side. See if they've ever really quite rotated.
Not quite yet.
And Jip boys, he heard that noise. He's waiting for it. There's the bait out. He doesn't care if he's stunned. He's got the distance closed in. And at this
You
point,
would
I think Nongshim probably
imagine
starting to wonder,
ban
man, are they ever
on
going to
the
stop
site
buying judges? Because
gonna be
it
good
is
for it.
there every single round that they have the opportunity.
You wonder if Nongshim's ever gonna switch up their pace a little bit, but right now, just Francis on a classic. Not able to get a
Oh, they
dig
got
here and
unlucky
there,
to
but
not get
unfortunately,
kills
no
there.
kills. It's gonna
35,
be
20,
Talon
21.
Clean things up.
So 4 weapons carried over. Always a pretty big investment from
Yeah,
Talon.
and
but
double
they're
judge
able
is scary.
to at least carry over whatever weaponry they have. Now, obviously, especially on the defense, you get the judge. I mean, it'll have some value. You are technically at weaker weaponry, but now it's going to come down to that positioning and the default hold from Talon. So we'll see what the read is from Cruz.
Certainly could work out really well, especially on their defensive half. On this map, too, there are just so many spots.
If Primi
room, screens, the judge, or even
wants,
just top tier
I say
reps
wants
on
to
these-
use it and kind of
behind
finds
some
the
of these boxes,
situation
but
to
it
use
does
his ult.
find quite a bit. Nongshim, though, previously a lot of B garage alt orbs being picked up. This time straight in towards A with a full buy.
Yeah, I'm liking the salvos going deep into ramps. You're ready to fight close, clears out, you know, behind the box, behind the wall, right at vents. And then you had the extra stars as well to make sure once you take that space, you're able to hold on to it, that it would be disadvantageous for Talon to try to immediately re-clear. So, all right, this
Shotguns?
is something we should
There's been
continue to
so
see,
many
whether it's
shotguns,
mid
yeah.
or ramps, almost every single round from Nongshim. But then, yeah, how do you draw out some of these guiding lights? There it is, the trade with the stealth.
There's
one. Oh, the suppress is good.
this pretty good. The sonic sensor
well. I mean,
at the top.
The
You would hear it
before
you enter into sight, though, right?
Once he's close enough, there it is.
Yeah. It's cool though, the fact that it aims down a little bit.
I mean, again, it's the
Like, if you
bonus
actually
round
had
for
that
Talon,
with a
so
Viper,
Notion
it's
was just kind of playing, all right, well, where are you guys hiding? Like, where are the judges? Where are the other weaponry? Where are you trying to just kind of bait us in to an easy fight? Domby just trying to bait out a stray shot or two. Margaret will try to blindly fire as we see the spike get planted. It is
let's see
planted
the
for
5v5
Heaven.
retake. They do have
Ivy
the
waiting
double
by
judges,
Rams.
but they got satchels, so
just holding Spike down.
maybe they can send it.
Talon trying to flood back in. Can't wait to see what
Whoa,
they're
he's
do. It's the
actually sniped him.
Screens.
Wait, where was that?
lands
From here?
right there in
Oh,
the
that's
corner,
awesome.
all the way across the map.
He has a
and that's
lineup
gonna
for
pull
back
one
of
member
elbow.
Away. Domby now has to fight for his life on this side. It's not going to work out. They're already all there. I mean, you might have some utility,
you
but
got
I
an
don't think
Astra
it's going
Suck,
to
so you
be
can delay
enough.
for a
You
little
have the
bit, but
fall
after
line,
that, you can't
trying
really
to
do
get them
too
off
much.
of it.
Duel in
Keeps
Heaven
Meppi,
is
lands
everything.
a shot from long range. That gives Margaret time to swing around over to Heaven. They're still fighting for their life. They have to get through. They have to get the spam. But Chip Boys,
Killed the
shot
diffuser
comes
Persia.
through
Like,
from
just
Persia,
though,
and
it was
that is
close.
just in time
Every
for
single
Notion.
person goes down, they should be happy.
Close to it. He swapped over the classic,
dude, this could be a
hoping
stacked
to
replay.
defend the diffuser
This
as well,
deadlock
but
ult is awesome. Check it
unfortunately,
out.
to no avail. Persia just quick
Guys, it's
enough
criminal if you don't
to
show it.
recognize the situation, look for the angle
it's
in
criminal.
towards that spike. So close, so
you'll have to
dicey
trust
in
me, it
so
was
many
awesome
of these moments, but
deadlock
down
ult.
to it all. Both teams really fighting neck and neck in some of these
He
moments.
did it from here,
Almost getting the bonus for
off
Talon.
of something here,
Takes out all the weapons,
and then it goes
so you get that
to
round win for
elbow.
Notion, but it doesn't mean too much.
It was awesome.
When you're back down on Sheriff Santa Bucky, sure, one away from the Armageddon, one away from the Cosmic Divide, so if you can get an early kill, there is some opportunity to try to bring things back in this round through those ultimates.
Trust me, bro. Yeah, pretty much.
We'll go back into something a little bit safer right now, just looking for something with the Sheriffs and a little bit of pressure outside of
They
B.
win
I
the
mean,
round,
similar
they
to
go for the
Rubber Band
eco
from
next,
before, if
and
there's
they
a
do
pressure
like to do
somewhere,
this,
Talon's gonna
Nongshim.
start pushing somewhere else, and that's what Margaret's
They
looking for, but inside
want to
the
make
cage,
sure that
a
they
little
have
too
the
clear of a man.
full
He
buy
gets
rounds.
the spam through.
Yeah, just has the Spidey senses when he's watching across the screen.
Good grab net again, to be honest. Stops the initial hit.
A lot of utility
And then they had grab net into Astra Suck to make him go out into the open.
Premi gets traded out by Francis. He's good for 2 kills. Jit
Whoa.
Boys with the transfer shuts down
Imagine
the main
Jit Boys
forces,
doesn't
and
get
Talon
that
will
kill
lead
and they pick
3-1.
up that
Oh, you
gun.
gotta love it. Whether or not it's just the transfer,
Survives
I
on
think he
40
dodged
HP.
A bit of a flash as well, maybe. It's just so darn quick and clean with how he's able to land that, and because of that, Cosmic Divide up and ready and online for him as well.
Yeah, Margaret got a little bit unlucky there.
Shot from Ban, understanding as someone who oftentimes is lurking on this map himself, is what the time is going to be from Margaret. There's the ante, like you said.
The second kill was
And
fast
a
from him.
Nice double kill from Jit Boys, just holding strong and an immediate timeout.
Oh, it's an early one.
I mean, you consider even the round they won, you know, it was just by the skin of their teeth. And they had to lose out on all the weapons, so that should tell you that it wasn't the position you wanted. You didn't have the correct read against that retake, even though you even had the better weaponry.
Yeah, we'll see what Silkanon is going to try to provide to them, but at the same time, I do think they are building up close to some of their ultimates now, so possibly.
Yeah, I mean, it's an
able to
important round,
convert some
no doubt
rounds
about
with
it.
those pieces of utility,
They
but at
saved
the
for
same
this.
time, you know, if we're thinking about how Nongshim has to, well, yeah, draw it or wait for, you know, bits of the Sky utility or the paint shells and everything, they also need to keep in mind, you know, where Premi's position, how they're going to work against things like the grab net and the barrier.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is, even if he doesn't use the util, unless you force him into a bad position, Premi's always going to be happy to take that first fight, whether it's Domby, whether it's somebody else. He's confident. I mean, he's been through just everything on that ladder.
Astra
trying to get
ult,
to that
Astra
rank one
ult.
position of every
Ew.
single act. So, yeah, we'll see.
I mean, you would
Notion
imagine
has
he
an
could do
answer.
some
Now,
mad stuff
I
if he
was
wanted
wondering
to.
if Talon would try to push out, to try to get ahead of these ultimates, and if Nongshim would maybe wait
But
for
maybe
him.
a
But
set
right
strat's
now,
too
both
obvious.
teams
I would
gonna take the
also
areas
be
they
ready
always
for
can
Talon to be
first.
aggro on this round.
All right,
I
now
could
what's
see
worked
them
for them is this
late
E-ramps
group
pressure
in
from
middle
both
and
teams.
pushing if they
Immediate
don't
star from Jit Boys just to try to hold them back.
get anything early.
Now, Talon, they've left that A site open. If it's going to be ults on the site, they're happy to just give it up. As long as they hold on to Heaven, it's a very clear game plan from Cruz, the IGL. Stealth drone gets sprayed down, but this hides Governor on the side. Yep, there it is, and now the crossfire begins. Margaret and
the two at the back
down.
didn't swing.
That's going to be the tip of the spear, but also the flanks just completely erased from Nongshim.
Oh, and Brimmy out for another angle hold as well, up against Francis, down. The spike stranded, and it's just Ivy to try to slip on
they
the
just
right side
completely
screens.
won it.
Falls.
Well, it's
Yeah,
out
the guiding
them.
light checks as well, so Talon this time just reading the entire setup of Nongshim. I mean, that guiding light checking if Ivy, did you sneak through? Because we aren't seeing you anymore. We saw that utility early on with the fault line. So now Ivy will just hold. If he can save it, he'll be happy to carry over the Phantom. But if not, he will fight for his life, try to get that Rolling Thunder online.
30 seconds left.
To kind of carry that all the way over. I mean, close to their ultimates if they can work up to it, but why not? Otherwise,
wonder how many they need on attack.
First half
Double
as well.
Sentinel.
Talon has already built up quite a bit of
one of
momentum,
them's
and this
deadlock.
This is a Talon that truly looks and feels ready.
10 seconds left.
Talon, that confidence coming back up one by one. Governor only one away from the
I
show.
think they probably need quite a lot.
That way you
I
don't
actually
even give over.
Actually think the deadlock cipher stuff on this map is pretty strong on attack.
Now online, Talon is feeling great in this first half.
When you said great, I heard like Frosted Flakes.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's the best way to start your morning. No, we are not sponsored.
No. But yeah, I mean, that truly is, how Talon is feeling right now, as if they just gulped down a delicious bowl of milk and cereal. They're just that good with how they're able to read it round to round. Even picking up the ult orb, Ban was right there and ready to trade off if needed. But at the same time, I mean, looking at the next round now, you have some ultimates to work
hero
with,
gun and Talon starting to run away with a little bit money-wise.
Once again trying to create a bit of that fake
Okay,
pressure this
Nongshim
time.
try and create a lot of pressure over towards A in reaction to that. Normally, you would leave middle and go fight over towards A, so that's the plan for them to be able to walk through middle.
So he gets up close. Now he should recognize that there was a pass through, so he's just gonna hold. See if Domby tries to get curious. Oh, and
no
Domby
way, that is the most
right
insane timing, like maybe in Valorant.
Grabnet does catch him. Does the Berry Mesh trap him? I don't quite know, but the relay bolt will keep Primmy trapped away.
That movement is wild. Dude, look at Danby go. Bandit great to get two, gets a good plant for Heaven, and you kind of want to see Astra just tuck into vents here and play util. Dude, Danby takes the hit of the ult as well. Oh my god, he goes back for another 30 HP. That's the only thing that stopped him from getting the ace. That's a nuts round from him.
So they know that he should still be stuck somewhere over on screen.
The texture, it actually was.
And there it is, smile for the camera, Governor. The street take's not looking good. Down to 30 HP.
Hey, shout out to Danby. I mean,
and it's a classic
dude, this timing in the smoke is so unlucky for Cruz. Look at it in the replay. Just as he decides to leave the smoke, he'll probably just catch like a leg.
And the movement straight out.
Look at that.
It was like some kind of a bit of a fake, but then immediately, as soon
and he
as
has no
finds
info on
that
Heaven,
contact
right? So he's scared of Heaven. So it's not like he's wrong for looking at Heaven there.
But because of that, he was then able to take down the next player, pick up the rifle to take Primmy down. So much value.
Yeah, he said he wanted the one to get the
two people on each team that are going to struggle to buy next. Kind of three, really, for Nongshim, but they got his own.
It does for Gen G. So they still have a little ways to go to catch up. Talon still up
Wait,
at 4
what's
rounds.
just happened?
Sonic sensor set up on the A side, and now the
Teo
mid.
util, I imagine here and here, with a smoke that blocked vision from Heaven, caused such a rotate.
Well, at least right now, Talon going back to try to hold out around Rams, especially with Governor right around the sides. The Grafnet to swing out though, but ooh, not quite able to find the peak against Nongshim. Instead, Nongshim holds, and because of that kill, now the site is opened up. Armageddon to hold off further space as well, just to secure the spike plant.
I don't mind this Armageddon. They're playing it very safe. Obviously, it doesn't provide much more value, but you had zero insight into who else was on Heaven.
Saving?
You just saw one pushing out, and you got to imagine there was going to be backup because you saw the Grabnet as well. So just in case there were more,
will take that.
They're going to be able to get the plant, and now with them having
extra
ultimates as well, they imagine, okay, as long
it's
as
very early to do this.
Angles covered, this post plant should be safe.
It's very early to do this. I think they should be going for damage.
It's a solid plan, especially that Armageddon. But
at
at the same
least
time,
on
for
two.
Talon's side, now looking at their economy, yeah, this save makes sense.
Dude, if I'm
but I also
Nongshim,
wanna
I'm
start
not
thinking about
hunting at all.
maybe the timeout?
Like
Because
this
Nongshim
money
has
this
been
early on
repeatedly
is
taking
incredible.
So much pressure, so much space up around A ramps because of their setups. And Talon, you know, maybe a round before they were able to hold, you know, safely off towards the outside, conservatively enough, especially when Governor was up around the ropes. But with the upcoming rounds now, where they're starting to let that slip, you know, you gotta find some kind of solution to hold that off or work around it.
Yeah, small adjustment in this
Yeah,
previous
and
round, but obviously not the
they
one
got
they
faked
needed.
out by one Astra
So the
Smoke
coaching
and
staff
Teo
will call
damage.
for a timeout and try to regroup with the rest of the
So-
players in the server.
And they
The
also
biggest question
need
being
to.
is, okay,
Yeah, I did,
we
Prodigy.
deny heaven control, but that means they'll just plant and push us
but
away
they
anyway.
need to
I mean,
hold
of course,
A
that time
side
they have the Armageddon,
itself.
but other times it's been Dombi just
They
constantly
gotta-
pushing
they
immediately
gotta
at his
hold,
elbow,
like,
pushing against screens. And then you still, they
A
never quite
on
figured
site.
out. You know,
But they might go
Persia's
aggro.
a couple of these rounds, he's just super safe, far way back in advance.
I
He
mean, it's
regroups
the
with
internet,
team.
Prodigy. It happens.
So Frost, sharing his
So
mind.
good.
Yeah, and it sounds like okay. Yeah, he's liking what he's hearing.
The next
I
goes
saw a yes
potatoes.
there. You know, it sounds like Cruz
I'm waiting
saying,
for Mini
okay,
to
I get what
decide
you're putting down, I'll
whose
pick it
lowest
up.
he wants to still.
Go back into the next round.
I think it's
Hopefully
G2.
being able to inspire more confidence for Southeast Asia's last hope right now on this final map. You gotta imagine as well that, you know, you're working against a team like Nongshim that has
Okay,
been
but I do
tested
think this was a
through
good
and
timeout
through.
because
And now
they've
really
just
need
strolled
to
over towards
test
site.
yourselves, your
Now you
mental
see the
all
double.
way
Okay, this
against
is
them.
nice as well from Nongshim.
Feeling a bit of that
Nongshim know that they're
pressure as
going to
well
be
because
talking
they're
about
fighting
A, right? They've just been
for
strolling
his
over towards
elimination
A,
after all.
getting a free site. They're
And
playing
look at
heavy
this,
heaven.
off the timeout.
And
Okay, we've
Nongshim
pressured A side enough.
looking like they're at
That's
least
gonna
in a
be a
position
full
to
A
send it
setup.
over
Now,
towards B,
I
as it
like
might
what
be a little
Talon's
bit
doing, though.
weaker.
Put up all the delay possible on A side now. We can't deal with it. Let's just delay him. But that means we're gonna heavy
Yeah,
stack
and we
on
just
B in
insta
case
send
this is
it.
another read. There's
Damage
Rolling
close,
Thunder,
force
Glove,
man
get
into
a
the
sight, it's an
open
immediate
breach
flood all the
or
way back in. They're
double
all
stun
already
in case you try and
outside, ready
flood
to
out
pop
as
out
well.
of Rafters. Ban already
And
on
that
the site.
deadlock
He's not gonna be able to get it, but
grav
Cruz
net
good for the trade. Governor guts
means
out
that
Dombi.
Dambi
That's
is
the
on his own
overdrive
for a
gone.
long time here.
Still a trade
Margaret's
lead, and
absolutely
Margaret
set.
with the drop
Ooh,
down.
nice
Governor
shot.
swivels on a dime.
He absolutely
Ivy
sent it.
all
I thought it'd be
alone,
good for 2 there, but
1v2.
Governor's popped him.
Still no information about Jit Boys. And
Nice.
he
That,
will
that kill from
arrive in
Governor is the
time
one.
to secure the round for Talon.
What a
Do
timeout conversion.
not
I mean,
mind
just the perfect
the
setup, the perfect possible
do not
read. I
mind
mean,
the call from
best
Nongshim here, to
possible
be
setup
honest.
that they could have. If Nongshim was to repeat, you know, their same setup from before, all that delay you
Mate,
took
he needs
A
something to
would have
do
worked
for you.
out. But because they had the 4
Hasn't done
players up
anything
around
for a
the site,
week.
because these 4 players were able to find their kills, they were able to turn everything upside down. Nongshim, they still were able to flood into the site. The Paramesh came out just in time, though, thankfully for Unpritme, but at the same time, because Governor was able to spin around, find these kills, take down Margaret, the whole round went towards
Talon, a lot of ults now as well.
Back to the next round.
Nongshim going a little bit faster. We got to punish over towards mid with the trip mid, and this guy's got the spike. Nade, grav net off of the trip getting shot. Let's go. The only reason they kind of get out of that is because Teo's insta-legged it, and Neon is fast.
Ban holding it off angle. There's the drone immediately swinging out in front. I don't mind the attempt, but he couldn't land the shot. Didn't want to wait for the drone to get spotted first. Wanted to swing out while they were waiting for the dog there on the ground.
He didn't have information that they were holding that far up close, so it's a little bit unfortunate. As soon as he peeks his barrels,
Yeah, this was the change-up that happened in the timeout though, right? Actually fighting on the site. A itself.
Jit Boys though will be able to try to hold inside
Dambi
of the
tanked his
alongside
own.
the Annihilation.
Dambi
He
tanked his own
swings
stun.
the second kill out. Ban with, Primi with immediate assistance. Now Governor inside of Sewers tries to get ahead, but unfortunately shot down by Ivy.
They
so
tempted to
a
go.
2-on-3 scenario for Nongshim.
You have that cosmic divide, but this seems very impossible. Talon, meanwhile, they want to keep the lead. Seeker's going to be used.
Did he stun
Both of them
himself? I
coming
thought so.
from this A
It was
side,
deadlock
both of
stun?
them
Oh,
coming
okay,
from
okay.
A main. Now all the information needed. Talon doesn't have to watch
Yeah,
their
yeah,
backs.
chat. No, you're right. You're right.
He's just going to hold an off angle and
Because if
screens
they
and
did the
everyone
same
else,
setup
making sure they have a
from the round
crossfire.
before,
Yeah, down
then that
on
makes a
the
lot of
site.
sense.
And Nongshim will go for the save.
10 seconds left.
He's definitely in the unsung. No, I think chat's right. I think Primi had a...
Better.
Because at least the round before he had
And
a
the force
sonic
stack up
sensor there
towards
as well.
mid, with how they were able to get the read for the rest of the map as
And
well.
this
Quick
for
on the
sure
rotations
was the
to
Talon
fend off A.
timeout coming into play. Right, the much heavier hold onto someone A site. We got a smoke to help him out. If you guys are right as well, we're going to see it now. The sonic sensor there also.
Yeah, that bad, unfortunately.
Yeah, we didn't get to see it, but
Not able
I
to
still
land
think you
the
guys
shot
are right.
fast enough there. Meanwhile, 2 people, so they can take away the drone and the member swinging out. Nongshim fast on that one.
See if Nongshim
Wonder what they
does
buff
find
with
a
the
way to
sensor.
kind
No,
of
they did
adjust
a
back
thing saying they're
into
not going to
this.
buff Deadlock anymore, right?
Talon, though, still keeping things
I think, or at least they're not going to change the
varied up across entire map.
sensors.
Stars up towards mid, a bit more
I
pressure
think they
from
saw
Nongshim,
it
but
in
once
pro
again,
play
just
looking
picking
kind of
up
good,
the
so
ball
they were
forward
just like, we can't do it.
from Garage. Ooh, this time Margaret a little bit caught outside of ramps.
I mean, Margaret
Three
is
players
just
looking to try to spin
Margaret's
them
just
down,
in
and
so
just
much
for
trouble
1
there.
second, the
Tried to
cage
get
goes
the
off and they
cage out,
spot it.
but gave him a little
No
window.
way to get out of that one, but that's good util investment because now you can keep your eyes set onto that B site. You've got some tripwires just for delay, just to see information on the setups in the post plant. But they will slowly get cleared out one
Governor
by
gets a
one.
kill, he
You
gets
still have control of Valley,
his
you still have
ult.
control of
Do
Heaven,
they
so
want
it's
to
not a
Astra
bad
ult
shot
here?
for Talon as they look at a 5v4 retake, but a nice first shot from France is going to even things up.
2 people other side of the Astra ult.
Cosmic Divine right there to block
Big
off
flash.
Barrage, but still trying to keep them pinched down around the pillars. Nongshim will continue to fight. Unfortunately, though, Ivy falls, and it's just Persia, who has been noted. Tries to swing out around it, but 2 targets.
Yeah,
a
Talon
little bit
just
staggered in their positions.
too
and they're
committed on this
able
one. They were good.
to gun him down.
Like they were just so ready
Talon
for him
with
to
yet
commit
another
even.
round, a successful
Putting up some
first
numbers.
half so far.
They've been putting a lot of
Really
work
good
into
double
this.
swing out
Premier's
wider
Deadlock's
as
great.
well, just understanding that there's a good chance that Persia goes for another swing out right before the second ping, trying to
And
go for
I
a timing.
think
A lot of
they can
players
have a
will
good
go for that,
attack.
see if they
I'm
can
pretty
pick off
sure.
one more. And this way they make sure it's still a 2v1. So Talon holding strong amidst
I think
the chaos.
Deadlock's great on
But I
this
also
map.
want to give props for the switch up on the setup, right? This time again, you set up for, hey, if Dombi goes in deep with the, against the tripwires, we're going to find him, but they're not going to get taken out easily by the early salvos. And this way we can reposition a little bit. Now another stack of utility onto A, and this time we go over to B. Now what are their positions? Because Nongshim just read, okay, it's tripwires, middle of the site, it's in the back of site. He's going to leave and then try to rejoin on Heaven. So curious to see if Nongshim tries to strike through mid.
Well, they were thinking about the alt orb at first, but right now, maybe truly back in towards mid. There is a star there from Jit Boys, though. 2 players to hold outside of mailroom. Nongshim with the creep up.
Hey, cut his sound and dog goes over towards B.
Nongshim,
Gets
they
shot.
will just have to kind of battle through right now. 0 information. They
And
only
the
have a
Governor
little
obviously
bit of vision
can
in
just
through
send
B
it with his
garage,
ult
but
here.
no information, quite frankly, on the A site. They're just watching to see if anyone's pushing aggressively with that camera from Margaret. So playing a bit scared. It's a high-low. He spots one. Might have spotted both, in fact.
Did a
Just
good
gonna
amount of
back
damage
away.
there.
Notices that it's the sky. Getting that information. Stealth
Yeah,
throw.
with that info, they
Dombi
think their
holding
mid's a lot
close, but
weaker.
immediately Governor says, "Get the heck out of here!" And he will shut down
Dombi
the neon. No
almost
entry for you.
almost got out of there.
So good so far. Talon has been able to meet Nongshim every step of the way. Now, possibly with the paint shells as well, to continue to fend
I
them
feel
off
like
and
Governor's
hold.
had a
He
rough
holds
best
such
of
a tight
3,
angle up
but
around,
on
the
split
edge
he's
of
playing really
Raptors.
well. He's
Well, the rest
been
of the team
responsible
geared
for
and ready and
quite a
play
few
around it
rounds.
as well. Cosmic Divide comes up, and that's the signal for Governor going for a quick peek. Takes out at least one. Margaret down to low HP. Jit Boys onto the other side. Flicks the angle up towards Heaven and continues to hold outside of Garage. That's Persia
Jit Boys
down.
Jit Boys
All
is
that's
locking
left,
down B.
Prince is out from hell, trying
doubt
to find
about
a bit
it.
more spacing, but tied and stunned up. Primi gets the final frag. Talon up to 8.
Last round.
Really
in the
good
half.
plays from all members on that B side. Governor with the first shutdown. And then immediately we're going to see Jit Boys when he realizes, okay, Margaret's been tagged up. He just wants to make sure that he can keep his eye on main, so he quickly swivels back up to Heaven. And then look at this reposition, making sure that Persia doesn't have that pre-fire. It's just a lockdown. And yeah, Governor's got to feel good about that one. Full
Yeah, he
decision
had a great round.
and full hold on his own up there on Heaven. Just a little bit of supporting
12 to
utility.
2, 14 to 5.
Absolutely capable player, for sure. Right now, last round of the first half, trying to hold. It's back to that A default from Nongshim, but this time it's the full team right around this side, just looking to possibly full send it. So far, Salvo's relay bolt even spent, but nothing really found just yet.
Oh, the salvos being used nice and early just to clear out space, but this time they'll make sure they secure it. Up
God.
through Heaven, it's a
Oh my God, he
crossfire.
tanked that
Governor, he's
flash.
got out. He just wanted to wait to see if Dombi would repeat, but that is going to be a surround here. Primi needs to win that. He's going to hold on to Heaven. That'll keep Nongshim locked up just a bit. Allows for his teammates to re-enter. Everyone is tagged up. They still don't expect Dombi to remain there. And now it's Ivy. It's just a ping pong back and forth, the bait and switch. Dombi swings out again. Primi's
I was
ready
going
for
to
it.
say, this one from
Alongside
Danby
the
is a
dog,
bit too much.
Ivy holds
Especially as his
really
mates
far
just showed
back
up
just
there.
to
They're
keep
so
that
so
little bit
ready
of
for it.
start, or create enough pressure that they're going to keep thinking about that towards the back of their minds. Meanwhile, the rest of the team from Nongshim to hold around the site, screens,
Primi gets a kill, he gets his ult. And he's been sniping
Ivy
people with
wasn't
this ult.
by that guiding light, so there's a timing here for him to strike back. It's a nice crossfire for now on the site between Francis and Persia. Francis not able to win it, but there's the fault line. The annihilation
Dude,
to
it
keep
hit.
it at bay.
It hit
does
again.
Land. So Ban in a
1v1.
1v1. You just need to win this fight.
Persia.
But
Beast.
Persia says no.
Primi still got the kill. Dude, Primi's nuts with this ult.
Such an
He doesn't
incredible
miss
effort
with
out
this
from
ult.
Ben. The annihilation. Smart and forward thinking. He was able to land that, but down to the final shot.
Yeah, this would have been an
Unlucky
incredible
with how
clutch
Persia
from
was
Primi,
able
by the
to
way,
read
if he
that
won
and
this.
play ahead of him, crouched
Like,
down,
it would have been
down at a bit of an angle
really up
against him as
there.
well. Still though, it's not too bad of a first half for Talon. This ends in a 4-8.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of the minimum you would have wanted, just given how you were looking coming into it, getting that pistol again, feeling fairly confident with the switch up to a more, now traditional
Would
composition.
it be 6-0 in pistols? Could you
Unfortunately,
imagine?
despite the quick turnaround on that annihilation, originally thought about using it to clear the site.
Yeah, I mean, they're all laughing.
able to
They're all
secure
having a
last
good
round.
time. I wonder if that was
More
the
worrying
discussion
thing is
about the
this
pistol.
Nongshim, they're just enjoying themselves again.
Yes.
They were yesterday, playing
It is
42 rounds
devastating going
on map 2.
0-5 on
They're just
pistols.
saying we're just playing some Valorant here on the biggest stage in Pacific. The worst case, we just get better for stage 1. What a mindset to have, not much to lose. Meanwhile, Talon, not only did they go to champions, not only did they finish as a top 4 team in Pacific, but they would love to return to an international stage at their home ground. Back-to-back international appearances to finally start to silence the doubters.
Surely they get one? Maybe.
You could truly see
We'll see.
Just a comparison of the faces on both ends of the spectrum right now, on both teams. Smiles from Nongshim, a little bit more tense and serious on the side of Talon. They are feeling that pressure. Of course, a little bit more comfortable with the 8-4
Governor raid boss.
Of course, but we'll see
And they
how
want to
this all
go
shakes up
for the
in this
fast send over towards
final
B,
half
grab that
of the
heaven.
entire series. Talon starting things off on the attack.
Yeah, Governor, just a full
Dude,
setup.
Persia's
half
gonna
armor
have to
on
do
top
a
of the
lot
blast
here.
max and a frenzy, so he is set up to be a little bit of that raid boss. See if it's going to be successful. Smoke comes out, but
Got a
he's
kill
not
trip on
going
sight.
to stop. He jumps all the way through
Whoa.
and lands a headshot onto Persia. That opens things up.
Yeah,
for
he double
Talon
satchels
immediately.
over the
Quick
trip.
turnaround from heaven. There's a good tag, and Dombey jumps down, but Primi's ready
Really?
for it.
I
Trade
mean,
from
they
Francis,
traded.
but Spike's still down, and Ban still hidden in the middle of the map.
I think he hopped over, so he was kind of hurt out by
Ooh,
Francis.
hold up.
There it is.
This is probably
Shot
the
from
best chance
flank,
for a
picks up the
pistol.
ghost, and maybe a slight opportunity.
Governor still
Nongshim to find a
has
retake now. Ooh,
armor
all the way through the back of
and a
garage,
ghost
actually.
now.
Yeah, just banking on the fact that there is nobody in garage. He'll have to quickly clear it. The flash just to keep their attention tied up. Jit Boys found. There's the stun. Pushes him away. Don't think he was hit, and Jit Boys is ready for it. That's a swivel 180.
Yeah,
Ivy
Francis just
now pushing forward, has to find the
confident
1v1s,
that-
but this is one of the worst
confident
angles
that
for
they
it.
hit on the
And Jit
stun.
Boys with a triple
6-0.
will give Talon
Every single
every
pistol.
single pistol tonight.
Yep.
Everyone.
How are you meant to
out of
lose a best of
6.
3 when you get
Just
six
unbelievable with
pistols?
the performance thus far. I mean, they've always been good to start things out this way, but especially with some of these players in their hands right now. I mean, effectively in that final 2-on-1, a crossfire setup, but also Jit Boys to hear and spot everything out. I mean, he has kind of been the rock for Talon right now on this map.
Yeah, and I'm happy to see that because
Damn,
that
he's
was
going
what he
through
looked
it.
like
He
when
bought a
debuted in
stinger.
Pacific 2 years
There's probably
ago.
a Bucky at
But
one
he
point.
started to feel
He
that
settles
needs to make
for
some hero plays here and there. Sometimes it
armor,
works, sometimes
sheriff.
it doesn't. But here today in this match against Nongshim, returning to his original self, holding faith on one part of the map. This time Talon all grouped up. It's a fast push out from mid from Nongshim. Not sure if they quite suspect it because they have nobody watching it. Turn around. Waiting for it. They're ready for it. Governor with 2. Connects on
one
to
of the
3.
better
Already
one of the better
halfway there
agents
for
to
the
start
showstopper.
start
So
getting orbs as well
cognizant.
and get the ult online.
Now the
You know,
other side of the
deadlock
map as
trip
well.
saves them
Okay,
from
the
getting pinched
rotation's
a little
already
bit
over.
also.
It's just Margaret to
All they've
hold
lost
up
so far
around
is
B.
armor.
You're alone, you got a classic.
Governor
No way
gets
this
thrown the
happens for
spike as well,
Nongshim.
I'm pretty
Talon,
sure, so that he
they're
can plant.
happy to launch this death march
Gets the orb as
straight
well.
into the A site.
Very
There are
nice.
some trips around, so maybe an opportunity for Francis to get away with a kill or 2, but not too much.
Yeah, his
Actually,
team
not
was
gonna
fast to
find
shoot
any.
that trip as well.
Yeah, Salvo's used as well just to try to get a cheeky kill. But now, not going to find
Oh my God.
much. He
What was
gets
that?
quite a bit of chip damage here and there, both on the Governor and Jim Boys.
The fact that that hit was crazy.
Governor,
Yeah, and they're
he's
just
on
letting him
for the
farm.
ace. He already picked up the orb as well.
Even a death
He'll
here
get
is
a
worth,
showstopper if he wants
worth
it. He finds
even.
Margaret. Margaret, you gotta run. You gotta run. They're coming for you. Oh,
The
the
Cruz,
ace
don't
is
get it.
inside,
Run
and
away.
Cruz says, we want the round.
You
We
should've
don't
run
quite
away.
care about the ace.
Yeah, the round secured. Also, you know, a little bit of an alt point for Cruz is always good value. It's always good. 10-4 is such a good score for Talon to be in right now. You can see the player cam, like, keep your eyes on that. Once Governor found this 4K, he starts to smirk a little bit as he starts that hunt and pushes, you know, the final player all the way in front of the Cruz.
That's what I wanted to know.
What?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know because, come on, that
I
one looked like
agree,
it was
though.
worth giving over. But either way, only 1 point away from that showstopper. If you can get an orb, it's going to be an explosive entry trying to get Talon up to 11 off of their bonus.
Starting things off, all right, 4 stacks straight into garage.
Yeah, Persia.
Good damage.
I want to try to deny that ult orb. Jip Boys takes a lot of damage, but that is going
Yeah.
to be the orb given over. Showstopper online. Dombey with a nice 2-tap on the judge.
I mean, this was still nice from Nongshim, right? They know they want to try and get the orb over towards B mains. They do a bit of punish. Do get the orb, and that means the Governor wants to use it into this round, so losing that first death before he gets to do it is a little bit rough.
What they've got now from garage, from mid.
They'll go mid or to distract as you free pass and contact walk B.
He's waiting for them to try to creep in, maybe with just contact. There's the gravity well, but Governor's already passed it. Finds one. Finds two with the
Damn!
Guardian.
How
A 180
has
opens
he
things
got
up
that
for Primmy.
second kill? He's made it so doable. Governor's having an absolute map. Again, he's had a pretty rough 2 maps before this, but this is just this is some mad impact.
Sonic sensor heard close. So Margaret quite well aware of it. Primmy finds sight of Francis. They each know the position of one. Cruz still
Gets his
holding
damage in
all the way
10. He
back.
has
Trying to
1
get a little bit of
stun.
a heal onto Primmy. Margaret finds this opening, but there's the Sonic sensor. He's caught in the trap. Francis with a headshot.
Damage.
He still knows that
Push him
Primmy
out into the
behind that
open.
pillar.
Never gonna feel comfy. Oh, okay, he's
Low
feeling
health,
comfy.
Salvos to push him out. Wants him to come into the fight. Oh no!
Primmy got the
Salvos did
headshot.
their job,
Oh
but
man,
Primmy
it's
did
done.
his as well.
It's so done, chat.
Oh my goodness! Of course.
Primmy, 21 to 8.
When it's
Governor,
just
16 to
he's
9.
able to deny
Jip Boys, that 15 to 4.
salvos and everything, and he just didn't care. He knew that
No
was
way,
just
the
one
direct
job,
straightforward
get the kill.
slide.
He brings it home.
The
This is
straightforward
now
slide.
Talon up on towards 11, and at the same time, Nongshim that's running out of chances, facing elimination.
I mean, they got a force.
Such a long match for Nongshim yesterday. They came
For
in
sure.
looking strong on that Lotus. Just told the world that it doesn't matter if the data's out there, doesn't matter if we've had to grind the night before. We're here to continue. But perhaps the tank is finally running low as they struggle to find a solution.
Is this what
It's
it
over
takes
for the
for
noodles?
Nongshim to run
Yeah,
out?
might
Yes,
be.
it's 2 overtimes in 2 different
I
years
don't know how they.
and so many games.
It would
Who
have to be
knows? But
some
right
kind of
now,
judge play to bring him back.
Yeah, it really has been quite the journey for them. With the timeout being called now, looking for any possible solution so far on their defensive side.
Bad chat tomorrow.
Off this timeout, spirit still relatively high for Nongshim, but we'll see if that can lead to victory once again.
Damn, and they didn't go for a judge here. The best judge map.
Light shields, some slight upgraded rifles. Wait,
Should be a tech pause. So we'll wait to see.
There hasn't been
Perhaps
many
just,
Pacific tech
quick gear
pauses.
check off of that timeout.
And when they're here, they haven't lost for that long. So
whichever side that might be.
this honestly is a
Francis
rare one
was
for this
sitting on
year, at least so
Armageddon.
far.
But otherwise, so far, just thinking about their defensive side for now, you know, maybe looking at some retake opportunities with the composition that they have, but otherwise still facing a bit of a tough time currently against Talon.
Godsight in the YouTube
Oh,
chat.
that
L
was quick.
Sliggy. Wow, dude, it's not my fault. It's a tech
Right back
pause.
into it.
What if I got a random stray? Bira, thank you so much for the
Still
prime.
online, didn't
Thank
have
you,
to use
thank you for the
it.
10
Brody was all he
months.
needed on that bonus.
That was so uncalled for.
Tomby, you gotta watch out. He's been flashed. He's been pushed back. The relay boat does its job, though.
Dude, they got the Raze ult as well. Oh, there goes the
Tomby,
Raze
good for
ult.
2, just taps him right out. There's Yarmageddon. That pushes him way out of the entire zone. Spike now dropped.
I have retrieved the spike.
Quick off the timeouts, finding a bit of a pinch against Talon with their supposed execute.
I'm
right
on
now, Jit
I'm
Boys
on Daniel,
finding
right?
the shot through
With
mid
the
as
tier 1, I
well.
think that's how I say it. Thank you, thank you.
Spike picked up a quick race towards the B site. Is it
Thank
enough,
you for the
though?
tier 1, man.
Truly,
Appreciate
it's
that.
gonna
Welcome
take
in.
quite a bit of time for Ben to reach his destination.
Yeah, Domby's well aware of it. Jitboys just has to go out. He has to get kills. He has to get more space, and he needs to win this fight, but it's just not going to be enough. Ivy's way ahead of it. Jitboys does not expect him to already be at that angle. The salvos will keep them at bay. Now they know for sure because they have vision of ramp as well.
Right.
And Nungshin will get that shutdown off of that timeout.
When do we start believing that they need to
5
win
to
a
11.
round where the ults
Not
get
too bad, but
used?
you
That's
still
when you
got
start
quite a
believing,
bit
because
of
these
a journey
ults
to
should
go
just
for.
win this round.
Light shield still in their sides. Talon, might be able to play around.
Kai
next
underscore
upcoming
Lee as well with the prime. Thank you, thank you. Okay.
That's one timeout, one round
Okay,
after
maybe
it.
with the prime. Thank you, thank you.
We'll see if it's enough to continue all the way through. This Talon, they still have now more ultimates. Still nothing used. The Stinger's bought up. One of the few
I
teams
placed
in the
my eyes on
Pacific
the YouTube chat,
to
so of
continue
course.
to utilize these
Gotta see when they're
Stingers
flaming me.
when they're just short on economy.
4 stingers.
It's a really significant advantage that Talon
Talon
have
are really
all these
making
rounds in their
sure,
bags, but okay.
in theory,
Stabs through around mid, at least
like
notes
on
that
paper,
there
they're
is
making
the
sure that they
KO
don't
really
grow
close.
this lead by having a
The
lot
most
of
important
ults
thing is going to
and
be that they
full
recognize that they were
buys.
Stingers, so I'm a little surprised that Francis was holding close, just trying to go for that off angle. But it's
But they use the
multiple
ult
people
into
here.
the
Domby
eco.
good for one, but it's an immediate trade. There's your annihilation.
And then
that
now this jewel
eliminates
is
the
everything,
members.
but they won the
Nungshin,
jewel,
this
so it
isn't the
doesn't
fight you
matter.
thought you wanted.
And then Persia has
now
to
a
kill
pinch
everyone in
on
heaven,
towards that B
and he
site.
has a judge.
Setting up the barrier mesh. Persia, he just needs to
Oh
hide away.
god.
He's been spotted.
Did
He's been
he?
spotted right there between the smokes.
Oh
He's
god.
holding on with the judge. They want to find him. There's the hops through
Yeah.
and the trade for
And then
Privy.
Margaret needs to
And
1v3
Talon
and ban
looking
6
to try
HP,
to finish
so
this
Ban's
match
probably giving him a
just
kill.
one step closer.
Eagle-eyed.
Margaret still alive. Calls for the cause.
Ooh,
win by
Astra
Talon,
ult gives
they
him a
just
lot
wanna
of
get to
space, and
match
he's got a
point.
cage to
They
get
don't
through
want
it.
to risk anything. Would that Singer buy? I will say that this is a worthy investment. If it secures that match point, keeps you 7 rounds ahead. 7 chances is quite a bit. There's the sonic sensor. They know about it, and there's the gravity well. Jit Boys
Okay, very, very nice in the
securing
end.
his own destiny there as
Well,
Talon
yeah.
now reach match point. 1 round
nice.
away from
I
retaining
didn't really
their
think it would go
top
down
4
in that
spot
fashion,
in
but
VCT Pacific.
I think
So
Primi has a
much
100%
stability
hit rate
thanks
with his
to
ult,
Jit
by the way.
Boys. I mean, a bit of that, possible read from Nongshim, but unfortunately not the one they were looking for. And Talon were just able to strike back in full force. At the same time, because it's just a Stinger buy, this is a half buy. Even if they lost a round, Talon can still buy up, but thanks to that, it's free upgrades. Now Governor has Showstopper, Cruz is close to Seekers. This is gonna be hell for Nongshim.
Nongshim wanting to hold close. They don't like the hits that have been coming onto that B site. They rely on their firepower, but now was not the time. He's passed
there
the
we
salvos,
go.
a rocket of his own in hand, and B site opened up. Domby is close, but you gotta respect the showstopper. Just gets blasted close range. Make sure no one's right around the corner. There's the barrier mesh. It spots Domby as well, so you know the backup has arrived. And look at Ban's position, holding all the way far back. Talon feeling so safe in this post plant. All angles covered. Sonic sensors still alive. Stealth drone, it does get popped. We'll get 1 ping, but there's the grab net.
The grab
Slowed
net just
down.
wrecks
He's stuck
the
on it. He wants to
slide.
get away, but he gets
Okay,
taken
very
down.
nice. Very,
And
very
Primi
nice.
will
Governor had a
help
really
bring
good map
Talon
here, so did
to
Primi.
yet another top
Honestly,
4
so did
position,
Jit Boys.
and couple steps away from
Okay, so the
Masters
plan
Bangkok.
of
Just feeling
getting,
that confidence, right? Feeling
getting
that
the
energy.
non-neon maps in
Talon
theory
surges
worked out,
forward with that win
and
from Bayern, carries
Talon
it over
changed their
onto
split up, and it
Split.
looks way
Nongshim
better.
tried. They had some
This is a
answers,
nice split
but
from
not
them.
so far enough that